Gotta ask an interesting question about a movie. Any Given Sunday versus Field of Dreams. Which movie, sports movie, that crashed apart that I like better? Usually if I did a sports movie, it's hard to argue against a baseball movie because Field of Dreams was great. That's when Kevin Costner was in his peak, in his prime, and Ray Liotta's about that whole field. Because I remember watching it. I think the Yankees played the White Sox there a few years ago at that field. And what a great story! What a great moment and a whole timing. Because a great baseball movie is so Americana and so universal that you just it puts you in a certain frame of mind. It really has a connotation about it where historical implications, the depths, the magnitude, the vibe. So usually, usually that's the one that I would gravitate towards. Usually, you know, it'd be hard not to because it puts you, again in that frame of mind, in that space of mind. And I thought, taking it back with the uniforms and the vibe and the nature of it, it just felt so surreal and authentic. So I definitely like Field of Dreams back in the day. And I think a good baseball movie is just like it's the equivalent to just a great movie in period because it's the kind of thing that it's the one sport that people really, of all sport type of movies, authenticity is essential. Baseball carries that kind of weight. I'm not saying you can't do other sport type movies and not carry the weight, but there's something about the authenticity. People love a good sports movie and they love something they can root for. They like something that's symbolic that takes them back. So I think that one definitely has an aura about it. And I definitely I thought it was a strong movie. I thought it definitely held up and it definitely had an impact. And if it weren't for the fact that I got asked about Any Given Sunday, which becomes a cliche, but it's true about the NFL. And this was the movie that really put Jamie Foxx on the map. It was the one that really, Willie Bowman, which he really became into his character at that quarterback in the movie because he really got into the light. We all know about him fighting LL Cool J. We know that Diddy, Puff Daddy was really supposed to be the quarterback. Could you imagine that? The Rolling Stone cover with the outfit. But Jimmy Foxx got the role. Al Pacino was the head coach and Cameron Diaz was the owner. And, was it going to work? How was it going to work? Jim Brown was in the movie, Lawrence Taylor, headline. But it did work. To the point that I did a recent live stream and I got asked which movie did I like better of the sports movies. And I thought, I got to give it to Any Given Sunday. I would not have said that if I hadn't had, but I thought the film was